There we go. Hi, my name's Alexi, and I'm going to be talking about the 5 amazing films I've seen this year. I'm a big fan of films. You can't see them, but I've got my letterbox top 3 there. But the 4 films that I watched recently were Casablanca, or Casablanca. I have no idea how to say it, but that's what you're getting. I'm British. I'm pretty sure the film's American. It is American. I watched it. It's literally based in... Well, it's not. It's not based in America, but they will have American accents. So, yeah. There we go. Then I watched Singing in the Rain. I was in a bit of like an old Hollywood kind of mood. Singing in the Rain, we'll talk more about that. Welcome to the Dollhouse, which was, I think, 1995. But I thought it was a modern, like, film that they had done. Like, I don't know, through Mubi or those kind of, like, indie channels. But no, it's from 1995. I didn't realise until I was trying to log it into Letterboxd. And then the last one is Igby Goes Down. And then also I watched Lost in Translation, but I didn't write that on my sticky note, so I'm going to write that down. Igby Goes Down I watched because I absolutely love Kieran Culkin. Like, such a soft spot. Same with Jeremy Strong. I was happy for Kieran when he won the Oscar, but at the same time, like, I looked at Jeremy Strong's face and it was just, like, so devastating. So Igby Goes Down, and then Lost in Translation, which I think pretty much everyone's seen Lost in Translation. I love Sofia Coppola, and her daughter's so cool, Remy Mars. I follow her on Instagram. Anyway, I'm losing the point. Okay. I'll try and put the pictures here, but if I don't figure that out in my editing software, I'm not really that sorry. Okay. Casablanca, I was surprised by how good it was, which sounds weird because everyone obviously says how good it is. But I always fear, I don't want to overestimate how good something is, walk out of cinema and go, what the fuck was that? Sorry for the swearing. I'm not really, but you know what I mean. I really liked it, and I found that throughout the movie, I kept recognising certain, like, recognisable, how do you say it, like, catchphrases? Like, when he went, "We'll always have Paris" at the end, like, my face went, ah! I know that. And then what else was there? Oh, out of all the bars and blah, 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 she walks into mine. You did like the accent I did there? Yeah, I really did. I thought that was insane. I really liked it. I didn't know it was a war-based movie, though. I thought it was just some sort of, like, romance. And then I was like, why the fuck are there, like, these people? And I read someone that was really interesting, is the fact that it was set during, obviously, the Nazi era, and obviously, Nazis evil, but the Americans, they made this film while they still didn't know whether the Nazis, or, like, America and Britain and everyone else would win the war or not. So they were really putting themselves at risk by, like, releasing it, and then also it could have, like, they could have, like, invested all that money, and then, like, boom, the Nazis would have destroyed all of it. So I found, like, that was a really cool factor of it, but great film. Then Singing in the Rain. I found, like, it was good. Like, I can't remember what I rated it. I think I rated it 4 stars. I watched it before and I rated it 3 stars. And then I watched it again and I rated it 4 stars. I think it gets better the more you watch it because then you're more aware of what's going on. And I just love the little dance scenes. I mean, seriously though, I was getting a headache for Cosmo, I think his name was. Because he was, like, the singing when he was making love. I was like, dude, like, sit down. I can't talk, I'd probably be doing the same thing. But great movie, I would recommend. Also, it's a classic. Everyone watches that movie. It's everyone's childhood favourite. So I think everyone should watch that film. You know, boom, boom, yeah. Then we've got Welcome to the Dollhouse, which I have really, like, mixed feelings on. Like, it was good. Like, it definitely got the vibe of being, like, 12 and everyone's being weird and no one is, like, making sense. I did find the kind of whole, what's his name? The older guy storyline a bit creepy, but I think that was the point. I think it was to show that, like, because of this idea that, like, kind of suburbia is, I live in suburbia. Well, actually, I don't really. I do. It's suburbia just outside London. But this kind of suburban kind of, it's all so idyllic, and then she kind of comes in and the director, I think it's a he or she, I don't know, or they, I don't know. I'm gonna call them they, cover my bases. The director, they really got this kind of, like, really bored vibe in the suburbs, but then, like, they brought this really, like, interesting perspective that it's, like, oh, not all very dandy. It's really kind of weird, and they're, like, mean, horrible people. Like the boy in her class who was saying, I was like, and I was either gonna watch that or Almost Famous, and I watched that instead, which was interesting. But you know, perspective. I don't know how many people watch that. Then Igby Goes Down. Boom, Kieran Culkin, the funniest. Like, he's so funny. Now I'm just glazing on these films, but these are all films that I liked. I'm not gonna talk about the ones I didn't like. Actually, I'm really easily pleased when it comes to films, because I'm just like the amazingness of cinema just takes over, and I'm like 4, 5, 3, 5 stars. Igby Goes Down, Kieran Culkin, most charming man on earth. Seriously, I was watching this film, I was like, damn. He was so mean, but at the same time, like, well, he was going through stuff, but like, he was mean sometimes, and I was still like, you go, dude. But yeah, Kieran Culkin, so charming. And also the film was good. I really liked its kind of preppy vibe. It had a really specific 2000, it's very kind of bunched up in the kind of, obviously different aspects, but kind of that old vintage, not vintage, people are gonna be so excited when I say vintage for 20 years ago, like very nostalgic. Igby Goes Down, Juno, that kind of essence was definitely present, and I very much enjoyed that, which was really good. And then okay, it's a good thing I added the fifth one, otherwise I think this video would be a bit short. Lost in Translation. Fifth time I'm gonna say this during this video, but great movie. Honestly, I'm not somebody who gets bored in movies, but I can definitely get the situation of barely anyone speaks in this movie, but it's not in a way that it's like, dude, come on, let's like say something. No, actually, I really enjoyed it, and it was the first film because it was two hours long, and I sat there. I move a lot and I talk a lot, so films. I love watching films, but like I always like shift in my seat or something. But I remember I literally stood there. I literally lied there and like watched the movie like this for like 2 straight hours. I was so involved in it, and it's so beautiful. And Sofia Coppola managed to capture this feeling that doesn't really have a name, but it's this kind of acceptance of being like really quiet and not speaking, which obviously I barely do, but it's got this really nice, chill, like heartfelt essence. Apparently it was like based on a true story about herself, and I was like, damn, who was that guy? But I couldn't find that. My mum told me that, and then I couldn't really find any information about it on the internet, so I kind of was like, okay. Also, I do love some of the Sofia Suicides, but no, Sofia Coppola's Virgin Suicide. I watched that, I thought it was good. I do think Lost in Translation was better. Controversial, probably, but it's my opinion. It's my opinion. So yeah, those are the 5 films that I watched that I really enjoyed, and I think everyone should see them. But yeah, and also like when you can see like the state of my handwriting here, but I like read that and I thought they were talking about House MD like for a second. I wrote no and I was thinking, oh, House MD, but I was like, that's not a film. But I do like House MD as well. I watched that. I'm like on the 3rd season. I do not binge TV shows, but every night I've been watching like 3 episodes of House while also like studying and going to school and doing all this. So House is really good. Robert Sean Leonard, ridiculously, like, he's such a sweetie pie in this film, but also like I feel bad for like, actually no, I don't feel bad. I like him. He's great. He's an oncology doctor. That already puts him in my good books. House, insufferable, but like in the kind of insufferable, you kind of love it. You're like, yeah, be more patronizing. I'm pretty sure you do that when you're lying, but I'm not lying. But anyway, yeah, House MD, great film, show. But yeah, there you go. You can have 5 films and 1 movie. Yay! Oh my god. And also, yeah, you can see all my posters in the back. I do not go there. This is just like a school I really want to go to. It's called Manifestation. You can see, like, wait, I'm not gonna give you a room tour. That's Timothée Chalamet. That's Call Me by Your Name. That's Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's Annie Hall. That's a painting. That's a drawing I did. That's a painting my grandma did. That's Taylor Swift. And those are all my books. For like other book recommendations, you can go to my channel again. Yay! I've got too much energy today. Jesus, I spent like the first part of the morning just studying as well. So this is a really surprising burst of energy. I'm gonna like channel this now. But yeah, enjoy!